Alright guys, welcome back. Today we are looking at a bit of a different one. It says a genuine John Deere, but it's just a rebranded Briggs and Stratton part. It's a oil filter off a small push mower. So it's very small. Could possibly even be the world's smallest spin-on engine oil filter, but I'm not sure. It's a possibility. But we're going to have a look at this and see what we got. So, on the bag, Briggs and Stratton genuine part with the John Deere part number on there too. Just your regular stuff. Genuine parts matter. So obviously in this massively oversized bag, and this thing is absolutely tiny, guys. To give you an idea, I'll have a look at the measurements, but diameter about 48mm, height about 60. I'll show you this next to some more normal size. So these are some regular size sort of car filters that we've done. That's a little Toyota one. And then Valvoline. It's a normal tractor engine oil filter. Let's see how big it is. And this is our hydraulic tractor hydraulic filter. We're done. This is just absolutely tiny, guys. I'm quite interested to see what we actually is in here. So obviously it's very basic, just a little yellow, the Briggs and Stratton logo on there and part number. Doesn't appear to have a date code or anything. It's a little plastic cap. Just nice, it's on there nicely. Big seal diameter for the size of the filter. Actually oiled. That's nice. Big thick thing. That thing's like half the thickness of the whole filter. It sits above there nicely, there's no worries there. It doesn't be particularly flexible. Doesn't feel to be of great quality or any of that, but I don't think there's going to be much pressure involved in a little push mower engine. So these things are not actually that cheap. I paid about $20 for this, which is, you know, on the more expensive side of engine oil filters for a car, and this is obviously tiny. So we'll cut her open and see what we've got in here. Right, so I'm going to just cut off the filter. Straight away we can see the disc got a considerable amount of spring in it. Just always a sign of a good filter. As we've seen before with the other seal, we've already got a bit of oil on there. Obviously there's a bit of oil on the anti-drain back there. Must just be part of their assembly process. I don't see anything wrong with that thing. It's good, it gives it a good seal. Obviously got tiny little inlet holes and quite a large outlet hole for the size of the filter, but it's I don't see any issues there. That edge there doesn't appear to be that well made, but we've got heaps of threads in there. I've got 5 threads, and the thickness of the base plate compared to the filter is quite large. So that's a nice. Now you got here the anti-drain back valve. It's made out of the same quite hard rubber as the main seal, but in terms of sealing on there, it's quite a nice fit, and it neatly fits over all the holes, so that's nice. And then on the canister itself, same deal, fits nicely. Right, so there's our tiny little element. Now we've got our coil spring in there, very thin wire, but obviously the size of the filter quite adequate, I would say. Pretty good. Sits in there, gives it a nice bit of spring. Fits nicely around the edge there, that's well done. Then we do have a good proper spring loaded bypass valve in here. Nearly broke it. Solid steel core in there, and our paper seems to be pleated fairly nice. Looks like it's just glued, but once again this is under a very minimal amount of pressure, this filter. So we'll get that media cut out and have a look at it. Alright, so we got the media cut out of this bad boy, and we got a total of about 60 centimetres in length. In terms of width, about 28. So obviously not a whole lot, not heaps. Now once again, that's fine. The engines that this is designed for, they hold about, maximum, half a litre of oil, and they're only used like a few hours every service interval, so this is going to be quite fine. Now, interesting, this is quite a different colour to a lot of other filter elements that I've seen. It's more of a pink colour than a pinky brown than a yellow, a normal sealess is. So we'll have a look at that under the microscope now. So I can see under the microscope that this stuff actually looks quite dense and good quality. I can see a little bit of a shine on it. I think it's possibly a synthetic blend cellulose. It sort of feels and looks and appears that way. Either way, I certainly would agree that it is high quality filter media. There's certainly no issues there. That's going to do the job quite well. And once again, our centre tube, it's a solid steel welded centre tube, and I was wrong about the joint. It is actually a crimped steel seam, not just glued. And our pleats, they've got a nice amount of glue, not too much, not too little. Very evenly spaced. Solid core. So, in total, everything about this filter is very nice. It's one of the best constructed filters I've seen, which I didn't quite expect for something that was so small and off machines that are low value compared to the filters on a lot of the other stuff that we look at. If your lawnmower blows up because of an engine filter failure, it's a lot less than if your car or your tractor blows up. So I'm quite impressed, really. Possibly being the world's smallest spin-on oil filter, they've done a very good job. I certainly wouldn't have any issues. And that can as well, that is You know, that's up around the 1 mil mark, so that's very thick, which you'll want to be because it's out in the open on the deck of a lawnmower. And I don't have any problems with this filter at all. It's very nice. Nice can, good base plate for the size of it. Absolute gold little canister. A big thick gasket. One that's well fitting, coil spring instead of this. You know, I've seen a lot of these lawnmower filters, you know, they got plastic cores and they've got plate springs and all that, but this here, they made no compromise and it's a really good little filter. So there you have it, it's the Briggs and Stratton 795990 lawnmower oil filter.